Hey, boy. What you doing? Come here. You seen one of these before?
I have.
You're not from round here.
No. Rathmullen, Ireland. Is this the
We
Denver?
hear word from New York and Boston about the Irish. Hundreds every day off the boats.
I travelled across from Virginia.
By yourself?
No one travels by themselves.
In my eyes, there's two types that carry around the Bible. Those trying to cleanse themselves of their sins, and those trying to change the world.
I'm not trying to change the world, Sheriff. Just trying to make his voice, his word heard.
What word would that be, preacher? Salvation? No one can be saved. No one can change his life once he has chosen a path.
See, I beg to differ. On my travels, I've seen...
You've seen, have you? You're barely a man. What could you have seen?
See, I see a man lost with what seems to be a revolver and a bottle of whiskey as his only friends. See, what brings a man like you down to the bottom? What makes you want to drink yourself into an early grave?
A great deal.
See, God wouldn't want no man to be in an early grave.
God? You think God's in this room, boy?
I don't think God is in this room. I know he's in this room. Look, let me ask you a question. You ever read this book?
I read parts of it.
Well, have you ever read it?
Like I said.
But have you ever read it?
No.
But you read books.
As much as any man in this climate. Books on
But not
law.
this book.
Well...
Well, you are the law. Well, and the man above is the law of all. Then you need to read this book. Look, my point is, you read, but you haven't read the best book. I come in here, not expecting to find anything, but I find you. What? Drown in your sorrows. With red eyes and a revolver on the table. Any man would only think one thing.
And what would any man think?
You know what I mean.
I'm afraid I don't. What I choose or choose not to think is none of your business.
See those 3 bullets just sitting there on the table? Say I walked in here 2 minutes after I did.
Are you telling me that you were meant to walk into this God-forsaken place and stop me from squeezing this trigger?
Aye.
I always sit in this place. No one ever comes in, or out, for that matter.
See, I believe
I walked in here for a reason.
Are you my guardian angel, preacher?
Maybe.
I don't believe in angels.
What do you believe in?
I've got to leave.
Well, wherever you're going, I'm going.
Excuse me. I'm going home.
Well, okay.
You're not coming with me.
Well, sure I am.
No, you're not. Look. I just want to be left alone.
Are you married? You got any children? What would they say if I just left you alone?
I had a wife. No children. We tried, but couldn't.
Well, if you couldn't, then you weren't meant to.
What?
See, what I'm trying to say is that your wife must have deeply sinned. What happened to her? Your wife? She's dead.
Yes.
See, most people die from disease or old age. If you don't want to talk
I
about
don't speak about it.
Why?
I don't speak about it.
Oh, come, Sheriff. See, that's not a good enough reason.
If I talk about my wife, will you let me be?
We'll have to see about that.
Fine.
How long were you married for?
17 years.
Look, listen here, Sheriff. I can see something's wrong. But you've got to talk to people for whatever you've got going on inside to go away.
I don't.
And why is that? I mean, you're clearly agitated about my beliefs, about your wife. See, it's what he intended.
You telling me my wife died for a reason? And what reason would that be, preacher? She was beautiful. There were times I never wanted to let her go. There were times I could have killed her. She always had men after her. Me being away half the time trying to keep the peace meant she had a lot of free time on her hands.
Did she sin? Did you see her?
One night, I came home late. The house was quiet. I walked up to the house. The door was slightly ajar. So I picked up the repeater that's above the door. I cocked it slowly. Then I walked to the bedroom. Then I kicked down the door, and I saw her with another man, some scrawny. Imagine how I felt. So I grabbed him by the leg, and bear in mind he's all naked and kicking like a jumping fish. And all this time, my wife, she's screaming at me, but I ain't listening. I drag him out to the porch. I throw him onto the wood. He tries mumbling something, but I don't remember. So I use the butt of the repeater and start smashing his head. Every time I hit him, his head bounced up like a ball just for me to smash it again. By the time I had finished, you couldn't make out no features. I must have hit him real hard, because I got some of his teeth stuck in the wood of the shoulder rest. When I looked up, there's my wife, crying her eyes out.
What was he yelling?
What? I wasn't about to listen. I don't think any man would, preacher.
What did you do with your wife?
Now I really have to leave.
But you can't leave. If you leave, you'll just find another hole to sink in.
You can't help me. I got in this position where I was happy to take it with me.
But that's not the way.
Yes, it is.
I don't understand.
The frail things I loved have gone. It was my fault. Now there is only one door left. My actions have left me angry. Angry with the world. I've seen the good disappear from me, my wife, and everything around me. You ever get angry, preacher?
When my father was killed, I was there with him. I saw what men can do to one another. They didn't just kill him. It was desecration. They took his money, his shirt, his shoes. I just stood there. I was frozen.
And God didn't help him?
No. He spoke to me.
What did he say?
He told me I witnessed my father's death so I could open my eyes.
Open your eyes. Your eyes were being opened right in front of you, and you did nothing.
It was God's will.
God gave you the will to stop it, and you didn't. We're not the same. There's a difference between me and you, preacher. You don't understand. If I pull the wool over your eyes, Jealousy eats at a man. Hiding from your own problems by trying to solve mine ain't the Lord's plan, preacher. Cowardly hiding in the darkness is an impossible task. It ain't nothing to do with God, preacher. It's my hole, my burden, my doing.